For Bodvar, you're gonna want Strength Stance because you don't really need anything with the Dex. For Cassidy, you're gonna want defense, but I prefer speed personally because defense removes from Dex and speed removes from defense, but I prefer 5 speed. It's just me. You guys could also prefer it, but I think speed is better. And for Orion, you're gonna want base because you get some extra little strings on spear like Sidelight Sayer and Sayer Enlight, I believe. For Lord Rash, you're gonna want a Strength Stance because you want to subtract from Dex. Nash, you want defense because minus Dex. Quina, you want speed because you have a lot of defense and you only have 4 speed, so you really want that speed, okay? For Hattori, you have too much speed and you want into defense, and you want 6 Dex for spear. For Sir Roland, too much defense, you want 5 speed. 5 speed is generally the minimum for characters. Not the minimum, but like the base standard. Like that's what you really want to look for. So if your character is ever 4 speed, you want to put it up to 5. Like again, 4 speed turned up to 5. You want a speed stance. For Thatch, now there's some options for Thatch. You could either have minus speed and 4 defense, but if you're just a warrior, you could go this. Like defense 3 to 4 is not a huge difference, so you could just do whatever you want on Thatch, bro. Like he's just an anomaly. For Aydah, you're gonna want defense because she has 3 defense, and she has a lot of Dex for her spear, so like it perfectly balances out. For Sentinel, you're gonna want 5 Dex because you want your combos and strings on Katars, so you get some extra combos. For Lucian, you want minus speed because you have a lot of speed and you don't have enough attack. Teros, you don't really need Dex and Teros, so just add it into speed. But if you do like Dex, if you do prefer it, if you see the little difference in Dex, you could go into what is it? No, I think base is good. If you prefer a little bit of Dex, you could go base, but this is the most optimal. For Bryn, you could either go this or you could go into this. And this gives you the combos on spear like I said before, but this is just the most optimal if you don't really need those combos. Azeri, you want to attack because you have enough Dex for your combos and everything else is good. Baraza, speed stance because 4 speed, you want to turn it up to 5. Not enough defense on Ember, defense. Not enough speed on Azov, speed. OG, too much Dex, goes into defense. This guy is like Teros and Ulgrim. You just want minus Dex for your speed, okay? And for Diana, minus Dex, you don't really use it for anything. Jala, minus speed because you want more defense. Core, speed because 4 speed, I mean. Wushong, no, I think Wushong, this stance is good. I prefer the most speed I could get, but this is the most optimal stance for Wushong mains. For Bryn, more defense because you don't really need the Dex or anything. Ragnar, this stance is good. Speed because minus Dex. For Mirage, you want to go base stance. No, yeah, base stance is good because you don't really this stance is also good, but for 5 speed, it's just a preference, either base or defense. For Nyx, you're gonna want to go speed because you don't really need the Dex for anything. More Dex, same thing. Dex you don't need it for anything. Mako, too much Dex. Now Artemis has 9 speed and that's pretty damn good, but this is the most optimal. But if you do prefer a little bit more defense, you could go 7 speed, but I just think 9 speed is more fun. For Caspian, okay, so for Caspian, you want to go this stance because you need the 5 Dex for Katars. Syndra doesn't really matter. Defense, lots of defense on Syndra. She's kind of like Onyx. So, too much attack, not enough speed. You guys know the drill. Aydah, well, she doesn't really need the Dex for anything. Her stats are really, really good, by the way, and her sigs are really good. For Isaiah, look at this. You are 4 speed. That's why you're gonna put it up to 5. His stats aren't the best. He has a lot of Dex when he doesn't need it, but this is what's optimal for Isaiah. You could also go 4 speed. It kind of cancels out with cannon because if you have cannon, you can just zoom back onto the stage, but that's just preference. Jiro, Jiro's stats are also kind of an anomaly like Thatch. Like you either go this or you go this, and if you go this, you don't have enough defense. If you go this, you're kind of lacking on, you know, other areas. Yeah, he has a lot of wasted Dex, but you also have not a true combo. No, it is a true combo. I think you get like Nair, Sayer, or something. Something's true on Scythe. You guys can ask your Jiro friends, the ones who main Jiro. Ask one of them. For Lin Fei, you want to go. She has a lot of decks, so you go into attack. Zariel, one of my favorite characters, but I never play them. Okay, so five speed because you need 5 speed, like I said. Rayman speed, you don't really need decks on him. Shout out Rayman, by the way. For Dusk, you don't need the deck, so it goes into attack. For Fate has really good stats. Even though she has 4 defense, she has a lot of speed and a lot of attack, and this is really good. Thor, lots of defense, so it goes into speed, and you don't really need the decks. For Petra, speed, 4 defense. However, if you are kind of like scared a little bit, you could go 5 defense and 5 speed, but this stat is the most optimal. For Vector, attack, you don't really need the decks that are there, my bad. For Volkov, speed, you only have 4, so you want 5. Or, that's not the most optimal. This is the most optimal, but I prefer this one, okay? Because you don't really get much with decks, but with speed, you get 1 more speed and it feels good. With Onyx, you don't, the stats are perfect here. You don't need decks. You goes into speed, 6 speed, perfect, and then lots of defense. For Jaeyoung, you get attack. Like I said, you don't need the decks. Now, Mako, you could either go this, so for your guitar combos, or you could go this to be optimal. But you really do need the guitar combo, so I think decks on Mako is pretty good. Even though you have 4 defense. And you have a lot of speed though. For Magyar, now Magyar is kind of an anomaly as well. You kind of want subtract defense into speed, so you want the speed stat. But if you want to play super optimally, you go 4 strength. I mean, you go 4 speed and then you go 10 defense. So if you play super optimally with Magyar, like let's say you win neutral a lot, and if you hit them the same amount of times that they hit you, you're always winning because you have 10 defense. Unless you're playing against a Zal, right? Just don't go off stage, 10 defense, and if you outplay them every single time, you will always win with Magyar. But you have to have a lot of skill. Like Sandstorm he kind of showed me on that one. For Reno, I would prefer speed if I was like playing for fun, but attack stance is pretty good on Reno. And finally, last but not least, we got our girl or boy, bird, whatever, Moonin. Okay, now Moonin's a pretty new character. I don't have all the stats unlocked on Moonin yet. Pretty sure, yeah, I don't. But you always want to take minus dex on Moonin. I'm not sure what that goes. It goes into speed. Okay, so that's really good. It goes into speed, so it takes away from minus dex. It goes into speed. You get 8 speed, and you get, how much is that? 5 dex, and yeah. But this stat is also good. 6 speed and 5 defense. Not bad at all. And last but not least, we got random. Now for random, you really want to take any stat that you really prefer. I mean, it's anything that you feel good on that day, okay? You could take dex, stat, minus, plus, whatever. Like, it doesn't, trigonometry, geometry, it doesn't matter on random, okay? I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'm out. See ya.